Namaskaram, good evening, and greetings to one and all. We are having yet another session by Dr. Vishwanath Guha ji. Namaste. And just a quick recap of last week. I think the thing that struck a chord with me is nowadays we want quick solutions. And when we meet somebody who has some vidvat, especially a Jyotish like Vishwanath Garus, we immediately start bombarding him with questions. What is going to happen in my life and what do I want? Will I get this? Will I get that? But he advises us not to focus on the mundane things. And if we do happen to meet somebody like a Rishi, we should try and find the essence of Ishvara. And what would that essence be? It would be Paripurnata. And he delineated 16 qualities or gunas which are there in Ishvara and in every manifestation of the Ishvara Tattva. And he says there is a common thread that goes through all these 16 qualities, and that is is Aishwarya, and probably not Aishwarya as it is understood in common parlance or as we understand it today, but it says it is the quality that will help us to experience the paripurnata of the Ishvara essence. Please do correct me, Vishwanath Garu, if I'm wrong, but that was my understanding. And I think at every time we as seekers, whatever we engage in from morning to evening, it should be of this essence of paripurnata, and we are really privileged to have a stalwart like him guide us through this path. Thank you so much, Vishwanath. Over to you.
That was a very nice introduction, as well as very beautifully summarized from the previous session. So I think we can take it forward for today. Vande Gurunam Charanaravinde Sandarshitasvatmasukhavabodhe Janasya ye Jangalika Yamane Samsara Halamoha Shantyai Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. A warm welcome to everyone in the continuation of the Ramayana series that we are having, Ishvara to Swara, through the lens of Ramayana. So we have so far been able to realize or understand one quality of Rama that was actually posed as a question amongst the 16 qualities. Konvasmin Sampratam Loke Gunavan. We just discussed what does Gunavan mean. Gunaha asya santi iti Gunavan. He who possesses the gunas is called as Gunavan. Just like the word Dhanavan, Vidyavan, similar Lakshmivan, similarly the word Gunavan is also there. It's just that nobody is named as Gunavan. Like how Lakshmivan is a popular name, Vidyavan is a popular name. Similarly, Gunavan. So that guna refer to the Atma gunas, Daya, Kshama, all these things, Sahanam, these things we did discuss, and how Akarpanyam, so many qualities that we saw. And not only did we understand the actual meaning of the gunas, but we also saw how each and every single one of them was completely in alignment with the Rama's story. See, the whole of Rama's life has been for the purpose of establishing these gunas. This is the reason why he's called as Maryada Purushottamaha. The reason why he's called as Maryada Purushottamaha is because he sets the tone, he sets the standard, he sets the bar to such a level that everyone can follow that, follow the lead of Rama. Now, the word Maryada is very interesting in Sanskrit. Maryada means boundary. Okay. So there are certain boundaries that all of us must be mindful. We cannot ignore those boundaries. We cannot overcome those boundaries. So it is basically the boundaries that keep us well in line or well in discipline of what we want to achieve. So we are not overshooting the things, nor are we underperforming. So it should be precise. So how to attain that precision, that perfection that we all seek in life? Precision and perfection, they are very closely related words. So perfection is basically about attaining that precision. And when it comes to life, what sort of precision are we seeking in life? The life should be filled with qualities. It should be a quality of life. It's a very popular term. I'm sure that all of us have heard this line being said in many ways. Our quality of life should improve, whether it is in political terms, in management terms, or just a friendly chat with friends and all these people. We generally tend to hear the word quality of life. Quality of life नाम की भी कुछ चीज होती है. It's not just only about power. It's not just only about money. Quality of life is also something. So it's a very popular term that we hear. But what exactly do we mean by quality of life? See, there was Rama who had set an example, who had set a maryada, a template, a format that all of us can follow in order to attain that quality of life. There should be an amount of quality in life which will resonate with the next generations. Look at the impact Rama has had over all these years. He is a tall figure even to this day for us. Even now, we are seeking inspiration from Rama. It inspired many people, from different schools of discipline. For Tyagaraja, for Tyagaraja Swami, he was the Parabrahma. For for someone like Kalidasa, when he had to describe Rama and the story of Ramayana, he called the work Ramayana as Kavi Prathama Paddhatihi. He called it as the first and foremost work that all poets must refer to. It's like benchmark for being a poet. So if a poet has to become truly a poet, if he has to prove himself as a poet, then he definitely needs to visit Ramayana, because Ramayana has the essence of poetry. So if the poetry has to be good, then there is a saying, and it is mentioned in the commentaries of Ramayana, that upashlokyasya mahatmyat ujjvalah kavya sampadaha. I just wanted to focus on this because we are trying to read Ramayana, we are trying to understand Ramayana, but it seems like we are so much focused only on Rama. Is this right? Is this kind of not taking away the wind from the other characters as well? There are plenty of other characters from whom we can learn so many things. Of course, no doubt about that, that we can learn so many things, so many qualities from other characters as well. The Tyaga from Lakshmana, the Seva, the Dasya from Hanuman, and the Sakhya of Sugriva, the Dharma Shraddha from Vibhishana. There are so many things that we can learn from other characters as well. But nobody comes closer to Rama when it comes to that Paripurnata, because we are seeking that Aishwarya, we are seeking that Ishwara Bhava, and Ishwara is Paripurna. And that is the reason why Valmiki not only papracha, not only asked, but he paripapracha. He asked seeking that paripurnata, that completeness in life, and that completion, that contentment, that wholesomeness, the comprehension, all comes only when we have these qualities and when we follow these qualities, basically. So for that purpose, they say that even though it is a poem, or even though it is an epic, kavya, and there will be many aspects in kavya that one can actually follow. And kavya is like ekam samaradhanam, natyam bhinna ruchayar janasya bahudha pyekam samaradhanam, is how Kalidasa described natya. Natya basically is the word used for kavya as well. Generally, any stream of art, it is like a big samaradhan where all types of things are offered, and everyone gets their suitable things. Even though it is true, we have to understand what makes a poetry truly outstanding. So in this debate, during this debate, it has been told that upashlokyasya mahatmyat ujjwalah kavya sampadaha. So we need to describe the mahatmyam, the glory, the greatness of one person, upashlokyasya. Who is that person? He should be upashlokyaha. He should be easily accessible to us. We should be able to follow the order that he sets in, the kind of examples that he sets in. We should be able to follow him. But at the same time, he should also set examples that are to be followed. See, everybody sets a precedent. Everybody leaves behind an indelible mark during their tenure. Okay. We also have a small tenure. And Rama also had a tenure. Ravana also had a tenure. You see, Ravana left behind an indelible mark as well. He has left behind such an indelible mark that it forced the critics, the Sahitya Shastrakaras, to speak in such a way that Ramadivat Vartitavyam na Ravanadivat. They said, they made it very clear that if we have to live, we have to live in a way that Rama lived, not at all like how Ravana lived. So he also has set a benchmark for us, but it is only in the other half of the line. It says that Ravana is also a prime example. He is also a prathamodaharanam. But for what? How not to live, how not to lead life. That is not the quality of life that we are seeking. So Ravana is also an example, but in this way. But Rama's example is more followable. He is upashlokya. Shlokya is something that can be followed up. Shlokaitum yogya, shlaghaitum yogya. The one who can be praised. One should live a life that people will remember and also sing praises. There should be an amount of quality in them that can be taken up by the poets to sing. If there is no such quality in us, then there will be no poets. Now, there is another interesting take, and just a legend that goes around in Sahitya Shastra. They say that what was the difference between what was the major difference that existed between Rama and Ravana? So this is not in, I mean, that's why I said it is just a legend, just to highlight the significance, the importance of poets. They say this story. They say that the major difference that existed between Rama and Ravana was Rama had a Valmiki in his kingdom, whereas Ravana did not allow any poets at all. So when you do not have poets who have the ability to see beyond what appears to the naked eye, then you won't have the fame that follows. That's why it is Ramayanam. And the same Ramayanam also got the name Dashanana Vadha. It's called as Ravana Vadham as well. So it is like, what things should be avoided is all the characteristics of Ravana must be avoided. And what things should we follow is Ramayana. They said that it might seem like, following Rama might become difficult. Therefore, they said that whatever the path that Rama walked, the way Rama walked that path, the way he lived his life, that has to be followed. So the word Ramayanam, when we take, it's very interesting how we can actually break that word and understand. It's a compounded word, Ramayanam. Ramasya Ayanam Ramayanam. Ayanam means path, Ayanam means marga. So Ramasya Ayanam, the Rama's way, or to put it in a very simpler way, the Rama way is called as Ramayana. Okay, just like Mahi way, Rama way. Okay, and it just needs to be Sangeeta Sanyojanam is required. Now, once we do that, we have a popular song, Mahi way. So similarly, we will have the Rama way that is called as Ramayanam. Ramasya Ayanam Ramayanam. And then Ramaha Ayanam Yasya Tat Ramayanam. if I live a life where I have only followed the footsteps of Rama, then that life would be termed, then that life would be called as Ramayana. The same word can be used for that as well. My life is Ramayana. So how is that possible? Ramaha eva ayanam. Rama itself or Rama himself is the path for whom that person or that life is also called as Ramayana. So here we have a chance to make our life Ramayana. So Ramayanam for life or Ramayanam as life. How is it possible? It is possible because we are keeping Rama as our path. That is the second one. The third one is Ayati iti ayanam. That which takes us is called as ayanam. Okay, ayanam basically is marga, a pathway. And what does a pathway usually does? It takes us somewhere. So when we say that it is taking us somewhere, there should be a destination. There should be a point where we have to reach. Ramam ayanam, Rama. So Ramam ayati iti Ramayanam. Ramam prati asman nayati iti Ramayanam. So the thing that which takes us towards Rama is called as Rama. So this answers so many questions. Like when we say Ishwara to Swara, that these are the basics of Ishwara to Swara. Why the story of Ramayana was considered as the fundamental of our culture. Our entire culture for so many years has survived solely on two major pillars, Ramayana and Mahabharata. Just imagine the power that these two epics, these two kavyas, these two itihasas possess. Then it is not something, you see, one era of people can be blinded, can be blindfolded. They could be blindly following. Not all eras are blindfolded like that. There will be an era of reasoning as well, Renaissance kind of thing. An era of reasoning has also dawned, and they would have observed it, they would have examined it, they would have analyzed it, and they would have come to a conclusion that Ramayana is still strong enough because Ramam prati asman ayati. It takes us towards, this leads us towards Rama. Then what is Rama? Ramayam Beradakshara Mahimeyanu. So the poets have sung that what can we even describe the beauty of the two letters called as Rama? Now I remember a very interesting incident from Ramayana because this is about the story as well. The stories will come in installments, EMIs. Okay, it is not going to come in one way. I'm sorry, because we know we have heard the stories in such a way. And I don't want to bore you. I want to bring about, I want to weave few things around the story. Story is the thread that we are going to use in order to weave a beautiful garland that we can offer during the festival. Festival means, garlands, isn't it? Any festival is incomplete without garlands. And this festival, especially the temple festival, should have a garland. And this garland happens to be a garland of vachanas for me, a garland of words for me, for you, a garland of thoughts. Okay, we can all offer this thing. Okay, interesting thing is we all have heard about the story of Marichan. One fellow was once upon a time an accomplice with Subahu. Okay. They used to trouble Vishwamitra a lot. That is what actually prompted Vishwamitra to visit Ayodhya and seek the help of none other than Rama. Dasharatha was kind of taken aback when Vishwamitra visited and asked Rama's hand. It's like, here I am, seated, the king of Ayodhya, and I bear the name Dasharatha, the one who has the ability to control 10 rathas at a time on the battlefield. And he was a proven warrior. It's not like he was simply given the name. He was a proven warrior. Rather than seeking Dasharatha's help, he sought his son. Of all the sons, he sought Rama. And then we know, we will come back to that story some other time. I want to hold that back, that story. We move on. So Rama and Lakshmana accompanied Vishwamitra. For them, it was a storytelling session. They enjoyed so much. Every time we see the conversation that broke out between Vishwamitra and Ramalakshmana, uh, every place they went, they were curious enough. They asked questions, and Vishwamitra narrated the legend, the history, the itihasa of that place. And finally, they reached their ashrama, Vishwamitra's ashrama, and Vishwamitra gave the instructions that, this is going to take a week. So you have to be alert for a week, and please protect, by all means, protect this yajna, protect this yaga. Rama and Lakshmana said, we are ready. We are born ready. We have been asked to come here only for the protection of the yajna. This is where, we are supposed to be alert, and they remained alert. And finally, the day came when Subahu and Maricha showed up with all their tantrums. That's all. I mean, that's a sophisticated way of saying that. Throwing tantrums. They were not throwing tantrums literally, but figuratively they were. They threw all the unnecessary things into the Yajna Kundam. They wanted to, disturb the pavitrium, the pavitrata of the Yajna-Agni. The Agni is more powerful. It is considered as Sarva Bhaksha, isn't it? Even though Agni is considered as Sarva Bhaksha, just look at the Sukshma, the Dharma Sukshma here. Even though fire has the ability to consume anything and everything, but we consider if something else is thrown into fire, especially the fire where we have invoked the Devatas, if we throw something into that fire, it will be considered as adharma. How wonderful the concept must be. The same fire, and Holika Dahan hota hai. Okay. When that Holika Dahan happens, they bring all the twigs and all those things and they burn. But the same thing is not followed when we perform a small Ganapati Homam, when we perform a small Navagraha Homam at home, isn't it? Or in temple, when we perform Homam, we pray to that. We consider it as the fire god himself. Because there is this power. Where is the power? The power is in our mindset. The power is in our vision. The power is in our perspective. The power is in the way we perceive things, the way we see things. It is fire. And see, there is a difference between a Smashana Agni. Valmiki uses that when he had to describe how Ravana looked. Ravana also had a certain glory about himself. It was not like he was not glowing with that radiance. He also had the radiance. He was also brilliant. But look at the way Valmiki describes him. Ravana was as radiant as Smashana Agni. Nobody enjoys the sight of Smashana Agni. And honestly, one cannot stand near Smashana Agni. It's not friendly. It doesn't welcome you. It doesn't give you that access towards the Devata Prapancha. Whereas a Yajna-Agni gives you access to Devata Prapancha. Such a Yajna-Agni was being put there. And Vishwamitra was trying to offer for Loka Kalyana. He was not doing it for his personal sake. See, the activities of rishis are never for personal gains because they have nothing called as personal gain. They are at a state where they consider Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. They are in that Ishwari Bhava. They are in that Parameshwara Bhava, where everything is one for them. So for them, how can there be, Ayam Nijaf Paroveti? He is mine. This person is not mine. He doesn't belong to this group. He is different. He is ours. Ayam Nijaha Paroveti Ganana. This kind of calculation, Laghu Chetasam. This kind of calculation comes to those who do not have a bigger heart, who do not have a larger heart. Okay. But Udara Charitanantu, those who have a big heart, for those of them who have understood what the prapancha is, what this whole creation is made up of. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, they are in that state. For them, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Kutumbam eva Vasudha. Vasudha eva Kutumbakam. Both are true. For them, the family is the entire earth. The entire earth is their family. So if they have to think about family, then they will think that, they won't feel that I don't have a family because I have renounced everything. No, The entire prapancha is their family. Okay. Such was the purpose of Vishwamitra, such udara manas that Vishwamitra had, that for Loka Kalyana I must perform this yajna. And this is the reason why these Rakshasas are generally termed as Loka Kantakas. They are not only a Kantaka, they are not only a thorn in someone's path, but they are a thorn in everyone's path. That's why they are called as Loka Kantaka. Lokanam Kantakaha. Kantaka means a thorn. They prick and they inflict terror and all these things. By the word terror, you will understand whom I am referring to. So Maricha and Subahu were two such people. Their agency was somewhere else. Their boss was sitting somewhere across the ocean. Okay. The similarities is so, you know, sometimes, you know, it becomes so beautiful that we can't ignore the similarities that we find. The boss was sitting somewhere else. They were funded by Ravana. All of them were funded by Ravana, including Maricha and Subahu. And they had an axe to drill against Vishwamitra. They were well funded. They were heavily loaded. They came and they started to disrupt the yajna. That's when Rama and Lakshmana became alert. And it allowed them to create. First thing they did was create an umbrella of Shara. Shara means arrow. So they created an umbrella using the arrows so that nothing that they want to drop in order to disrupt the Yajnagni shall enter. So they created that, they protected. And Rama killed Subahu then and there. But Maricha was shot. He was also shot. It is not that Rama's arrow did not have that power, because we must not forget how Tyaga Brahma described Rama. Rama stands for three things: Vakamata, Vakabanamu, Vakapatni Vratudu. That is how people should remember Rama. If at all we need to remember Rama, this is Rama's description. One man, one word, one arrow, one wife. If not for him, before we train our tongue to speak about Rama and the way he treated Sita, in particular, women in general, there are such kind of things. No, we hear such kind of arguments coming from people. We must not forget that who abolished polygamy, who gave world the idea, Vakapatni Vratudu, Ekapatni Vratasthaha. Okay. It was not like he took that vrata because of lack of opportunities, lack of options. Boy, he was Rama. Pumsa Mohana Rupaya, Punya Shlokaya Mangalam. That it was not lack of options for him, but he wanted to put a stand. He wanted to show the world that Ekapatni Vrataha, that is what makes you a proper, a true gentleman. Okay. And he did that. For Rama, one arrow was sufficient. He proved the prowess of his arrow in one shot. And there are so many one shots that he has taken in order to prove the power of his arrow. So much so that it has been coined as a word. In Kannada, we call it as Tumba Mandi Nota Ito, Pakad Manevaru, and Aushdi Kutro, ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಔಷಧಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ರಾಮಬಾಣ ಕಣ್ರಿ ಇದು. ರಾಮಬಾಣ. Where do you think that idea is coming from? This medicine that they give acted like Ramabana. They say it acted like Ramabana. What does it mean? It means that it is full and final. It is absolute. It removes the pain. And similarly, he removed Subahu. He eliminated Subahu with one shot. Maricha was also shot, but Rama gave him one chance. Like, Bodukko hogu badajivuve. So he gave that chance to Maricha, at least up to sudhar jao. At least now realize that you have been associating yourself with the wrong set of people. Don't associate with them. Disassociate with them and start finding the meaning of Rama, or meaning of life, sorry. Okay. And Maricha, he got a proper shot, and he remembered. And that's the incident that I wanted to say. This is all the preliminary things that I wanted to say. Such Maricha, who was once shot by Rama, he remembers the wound even to this day, the hit that he took. He remembered to this day. And he was approached by none other than the funding agency. See, when the funding agency comes calling, we scramble for all the documents that we have. We try to present our case. We try to defend that we have been using your funds properly, that there's everything. Maricha was also utilizing the funds provided by Ravana. When Ravana came calling that, look, I need your help. And he said that, no, I'm not going to help you, because the person against whom you are going, I don't think you should go. Firstly, and secondly, and more importantly, please forgive me. I do not wish to go against Rama. Do you have any idea what Rama is? What kind of fear that Rama had installed in the minds of Maricha? He was a young boy. We must remember that he was just less than 16 years old. He was such a young boy, but the power, the aura that Rama had, and the personality that Rama had, it carried, it went through the arrow, and when it hit Maricha, it gave him a proper lesson. So he says that it's not just the word Rama that I'm scared of. Any word that begins with the letter Ra scares me. These are the words of Maricha. Any word that starts with Ra scares me. The word Ratha scares me. The word Raupya scares me. This is what he said. You see, the word Rama, we have been told that it's one way to look at Rama. Okay, one way to look at Rama, that the word Rama has got Amrita in it. Of course, it does. Absolutely, it does. We can savor it. We can also save that Amrita later. First, we have to deal with the Daityas that we have, the Danavas that we have, who are surrounded. More than any day, today, we require that Kshatra that Rama showed. And if we do not take up that Kshatra of Rama today, we never know whether there will be a tomorrow left or not. So along with savoring that Amrita, that is Rama, we also should take the power that exists in the word Rama. So the word Rama itself is so powerful. And that's why I know now we come back. We were discussing the etymology of Ramayana. Ramasyayanam, Ramayanam, the popular one, the scholastic one, the one which scholars will approve of. We got their approval. They have said that, you have noted it down, you have grasped it. Ramasyayanam, Rama's path is called as Ramayanam. Fantastic. Now we start exploring. Ramaha ayanam yasya tat Ramayanam. Ramayanam jivanam. If I say that mama jivanam Ramayanam, I mean to say that Rama is my path. That's what it means. And then Ramam ayatiti ayanam, that which takes us is called as ayanam. Ramam prati ayatiti Ramayanam, that which takes us towards Rama is called as Ramayanam. Anything that takes us towards Rama should be considered as Ramayanam. And the Ramanavami Panaka, the Ramanavami celebrations, the kacheris that happen during this season of Ramanavami, they are all important. They are the the existing examples, handposts, if we can say so, that lead us towards Rama. One should not try and demean that. One should not try and think that why so much of resources should be wasted or should be invested in conducting these kacheris. So you are enjoying the Sangeeta, you are like, you are in a zone, you are appreciating the music, the Carnatic music. Please do, please absolutely do. But you know what it does? When that Sangeeta is masked, in that Swara lies the power of the two letters Rama. Maybe one Kriti did not strike the chord with us. The second Kriti did not. The third did not. The last Tillana will sit through the Kacheri. Train the young minds to sit through the Kacheri. Let them hear, whether it is Tyaga Brahma's compositions, whether it is Dikshitar compositions, whether it is Shama Shastri's composition or anybody's composition. If it is about Rama, let them hear. And let there be a feast of these songs, because in the midst of Swara, we will definitely find that Ishvara. That's the pathway, isn't it? Swara, Ishvara to Swara, or Swara to Ishvara. It's a two-way connection. Ishvara is present in everything. And if this is going to remain as an Upanishadic statement, if this is going to remain only as a statement that can be made by Upanishadic scholars, Vedic scholars, and if it cannot be brought into practice, it's a shame. So we have to bring this to practice. How do we practice? So every time we hear the Sumadhura Sangeetam, every time we hear the beautiful compositions of Tyaga Brahma about Rama, I'm a little biased towards Tyaga Brahma because it is Rama. It's not, it doesn't mean any disrespect to any other composer, so to speak. But come on, honestly speaking, is there anybody who can emulate Tyaga Brahma? And he is called as Tyaga Brahma for a reason. He's there, he's elite, he's untouchable. So when we hear that, by the way, this is also Wakamata, Wakabanamu, Wakapatni Vratudu is also his composition. Look at the idea that he paints, or he brings forth in his words. And when it is presented by a master musician, there is something in the air, because it is Bharata Varsha. There is something in the air. There is something in these swaras. There is something in these varnas, some varna in the sense, something in these letters, something in these words. And when all of them come together, that's when magic happens. That's when truly magic happens. So we should continue that. So this is how Ishvara to Swara, the most suited for Sangeeta is Rama. The best suited, if I can say so, for Sangeeta is Rama. If it was otherwise, then Tyaga Brahma would have chosen other deities, isn't it? He is the Parama Pramana for us when it comes to Sangeeta. He chose Rama. He belonged to the parampara of Narada. Narada was his guru. And if he has got the Upadesha from Narada, and if he had to choose Rama, then that is a clear indication that there is some connection to Rama, to Sangeeta, to Swara, because Rama is Ishvara. So Ramam Prati Ayati. Hence, the Sangeeta kacheris that happen during this season is also Ramayana. It is a part of Ramayana. It has got that mudra of Ramayana firmly stamped on it. We just need that vision, that's all. We just need to observe it in this way. Then we can soak it all in. Then Ramena Saha Ayanam Ramayana. The life of Lakshmana. Okay, just have to speak a couple of words on Lakshmana. This is how one should act as a second fiddle. The most underrated role to play is the role of Lakshmana. We never understand the significance of the role of Lakshmana. Everybody, when they see a movie or when they see a play, they want to be a hero. Nobody gets inspired to be Lakshmana, isn't it? Because the amount of sacrifice it takes to be Lakshmana. If we just become Lakshmana, it is more than sufficient, because he has been certified by Rama himself. There comes an incident where Lakshmana falls unconscious. Okay, I'm not making this up. This is exactly how it has been described by Valmiki in Ramayana. Lakshmana has fallen down. He is unconscious. And Rama says this in front of all the Vanaras have surrounded. They were like, Kinkartavyata vimudhaha. They don't know what to do. They are looking at Rama. I think Rama will come up with some solution. We don't know what to do. At that time, the kind of statement that Rama makes, it will give a chill to the strongest hearts. the entire event, the whole of effort has been for one purpose. What is that purpose? To get Sita back, isn't it? Now listen to the statement that Rama makes in Ramayana. Shakya Sita Samanari Martyaloke Vichinvata. He says that it is possible to find a lady like Sita if you find deep enough in the world. Okay. It doesn't mean any disregard or disrespect to Sita. Because you have to see the second line. Why did he take this comparison? Why did he say this? Shakya Sita Samanari Martyaloke Vichinvata. If you find deep enough, you will find a woman like Sita. But Nalakshmana Samo Bhrata Sachivaha Samparayika. You will not find a brother like Lakshmana. You will not find a confidant like Lakshmana. You will not find a partner like Lakshmana. Whenever Rama needed, he was there. Whatever the circumstances are, Lakshmana was there. Such Lakshmana. He is the prime. Lakshmana is, for me, the embodiment of Ram. There comes a time when Lakshmana was the original angry young man, too emotional. And when Sugriva was not helping, he had already passed his time. He got quite angry. Rama was angry. And if you can imagine, if Rama is angry, then you can only imagine Lakshmana was uncontrollable. And not just at that time, even when Dasharatha asked, through Kaikeyi, when Kaikeyi asked Rama to leave for forest and all these things happened, Lakshmana was furious at his father. He forgot for a second that he was his father. So many words came out of his mouth. You know what Rama did? How did Rama console Lakshmana? What did Rama tell Lakshmana that brought him to a kind of samasthiti? He brought that samadhi sthiti, that samadhanam was given to Lakshmana by Rama. All he said is, see, whatever you are thinking, Lakshmana, this is not the right way to think, okay? And I am not going to tell you how to think right. I'll give you one small sutram for the rest of your life. That small sutram that was given to Lakshmana by Rama for the rest of for the rest of his life, which we can follow, is Madbuddhir Anugamyata. That's all he said. Follow how I act. Follow my intellect. Follow what I am. That's it. Okay. Ramen Saha Ayanam. To walk besides Rama. Okay. Like Lakshmana did. When we walk besides Rama, that's when it will happen. That's when it will become Ramayanam. So how can we make our life Ramayanam? Okay. Very interesting question. Can we make Ramayanam our life? Absolutely, yes. See, so many incidents that happen in our life, they have a similarity. They bear similarities with Rama's life. From my personal experience, I'm telling you, many a times when life has put through hardships, we will try to look for some Instagrammable quotes nowadays, isn't it? Is there anyone who has gone through all these things? No, no, no. Shut all the social media. Madbuddhiranugamyata. Look into Ramayana, look deep into Ramayana. Is there any misery that Rama did not go through? Everything. Every single misery that we have will look like, nah, this is nothing. I can overcome this. If Rama did this, say, Ramena Saha Ayana. I have to move alongside Rama. And Rama is Brahma. Let me give you a different perspective on the Tritiya Vibhakti, Tritiya Tatpurusha. This is called as Tritiya Tatpurusha in terms of compounding, samasa. Okay. Ramena Sahayana. Rama is Brahma. There is a way that Brahma has evolved. There is a way that Iswara has evolved. It is the Ishvara's Vistara that is called as Prapancha. Right? So all we need to do is just follow how Ishvara has evolved, how the Srishti has evolved. If we follow Srishti, following the footsteps of Srishti itself is Shastra. There is nothing else that can be called as Shastra. What is Shastra basically? Following the sequence of Srishti is Shastra. Look how the plants grow. We sow the seed, it turns into a sprout, it grows into a plant, it then grows into a tree, gives the fruit. A simple thing. Okay. The sequence. Observe the sequence. Is there any tree that changes the sequence, that misses out on the sequence? It doesn't, because it follows, it stays aligned with Srishti. This is the Srishti Niyama. It has to grow and it has to reach the same point. The journey of a tree, the journey of a seed is seed to seed, isn't it? We sow a mango seed, it grows into a plant, mango plant, it grows into a mango tree, it gives the mango fruit, and within that mango fruit, you find this mango seed. The journey from seed to seed, it's a circle. It's a complete circle. It's a full circle. That is what Ramayana is. Ramena Sahayanam. We just have to follow the Rama. The Rama is the Vrutta. Rama is the circle. Rama is the seed. Rama is the beginning. Rama is the Madhya, Adi Madhyantya. All of that is Rama. And this is the exact Ahamadirhi Bhutanam. When Krishna said this in Bhagavad Gita, Bhutanam Anta Evacha. Said, I am the beginning, I am the middle, and I am the end. All of that is Rama. So that is Ramena Sahayanam Ramayana. We have 3 more to go. Description of Ramayana in all vibhaktis. Even when we are vibhakta, even when we are using vibhakti, it should lead to bhakti. Bhakti means oneness. Vibhakti means in a separation. Even when we are using different vibhaktis, so to speak, it should lead us towards Rama Bhakti. Yeah, that's why Hanuman is called as Rama Bhakti Sarvabhauma, isn't it? Why he is called as Rama Bhakti Sarvabhauma? Because Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam, Tatra Tatra Kritamastaka. He doesn't care who is singing the praises of Rama. It doesn't matter. Whoever sings the praises of Rama, you will find Hanuman with his head bowed down, not to the singer, but to the Swara that is leading to that Iswara. See, a Sangeetagara, the musician, the vocalist, also will bow down to Swara. Okay. The Rasikas, the Sahridayas will also bow down to Swara. But when they are bowing down to the Swara, do we think that they are bowing down to the Swara, or they are bowing down to the Ishvara that they have reached through Swara? That is the journey that we are trying to cover here. Swara to Ishvara, Ishvara to Swara. We are looking at from that way, but this way is also open, by the way. From Swara to Ishvara is also still possible, absolutely possible. Whether we are capable enough to sing that Swara, okay, good. People will love you, people will respect you. It's okay if you cannot sing. People like me, we can't sing. Okay. We can listen. So it is the same Swara, no? It is the same Swara that I can listen. So listening to that Swara is also sufficient. It will also make plenty of inroads towards Ishvara. Therefore, Ramena Sahayanam, all we need to do in life is circle. Remember that life is a circle. Just follow the point. What is the point of life? Rama is the point of life. If we make Rama the point of life, then our life will be complete. Then our life will be paripurna. If we don't make Rama the point of life, then needless to say, what our life will be. All right, then there is another beautiful thought that has been presented in many stotras. So the one that is closer to my heart and also the closer that I can remember right now is Atmatvam Girijamatihi Sahacharah Pranaha Shariram Griham Pujate Vishayopabhoga Rachana Nidra Samadhi Sthiti. So see here what Acharya does here. Atma Tvam. I don't know who Atma is. I'm not an Atma Jnani. Forgive me, my Lord. I am not an Atma Jnani. I don't know what Atma is. I have no knowledge of Atma Swarupam. And those are all, heavy words, big words spoken in Upanishads. I'm not aware of that. But all I know is this much, that Atma is you. He is referring to Paramatma. He is referring to Parameshwara. He is referring to Rama. Atma Tvam. And Girija. This is a stotra from, Shiva Manasa Puja. So Girija Matihi. The buddhi that I have, that buddhi is the one that actually does all the work. So I consider that buddhi to be Ma Parvati. Bhagavati Parvati, Girija is my Matihi. Atma Tvam Girija Matihi. Sahacharah Pranaha. So the prana that I have, the Dashavidha prana, prana, pana, vyana, udana, samana, naga, kurma, krikara, devadatta, dhananjaya, 10 types of prana that complete the whole body. What are they? They are sahachara, they are your gana, they are your parivara, they are your samuha. यहाँ तक तो ठीक था because this was all intellectual. Then look at the next line. Atmartam girijamatihi sahachara pranaha shariram griham. This is also intellectual, at a higher level. This sharira that I have is your home, is your abode. This is Kailasa. This is Kashi. This is Vaikuntha. This is Badari. Maneye mantralaya. Isn't it? That is the famous proverb in Kannada. Maneye mantralaya. Deho devalaya proktaha. Every day we chant this while doing Deva Puja. Deho devalaya proktaha. Jivo deva sanatana. Tejaya dajna nirmalyam soham bhavena pujayet. It has become such a routine that we keep repeating it. We don't know what does it mean. Just hold on a second. It's all samadhanam. Just observe the beautiful meaning. Deho devalaya proktaha. This is the devalaya that we have. So shariram griham. Then say, I cannot perform any puja. So what I will do is Vishayopabhoga Rachana. I consume many, many things in life. My eyes consume the shape. My ears consume sound. My nose consumes smell. My skin consumes touch. Okay. Many things that my indriyas consume. So all these Vishayopabhoga Rachana, what all things that I consume through indriyas, that is your puja. Puja te Vishayopabhoga Rachana. Okay, fine. All these things is clever. But what about samadhi? Have you attained samadhi? Do you know what samadhi is? And a profound scholar asks you, do you know what samadhi is? How dare you ask questions about samadhi? Do you know what samadhi is? Simple answer by a bhakta, the bhakta shiromani, Bhagavad Padaha. And he says, Nidra samadhi sthiti. The sleep that I do, that is my samadhi sthiti. And sanchar of padayoho, the places I visit, the places I go, the movements that I have, I keep walking, I keep visiting, traveling. Sanchar of padayoho, pradakshina gatihi. That is the pradakshina that I do to you. Sanchar of padayoho, pradakshina gatihi. That is how we offer everything, every single activity. Now, when we say that Kayena, Vacha, Manasa, Indriyairva, Buddhya, Atmana va, Prakrite Swabhavat, Karomi Yadyat. No, the power in the word, the power that lies in the word Yadyat. Yat Karomi means there is a specification. I know what I am doing. Yadyat Karomi means, whatever I do. It's a very common way of speaking, mostly in the southern part of India, and not just southern part of India, at all, in all parts of India, this is how we speak. मैं जो करता हूं वो सब तुम्हारे लिए अर्पित है. Why did you use the word जो twice? If you say जो करता हूं वो समर्पित करता हूं, it means that there is a specification in your mind. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನೋ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಭಗವಂತನಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಪಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Whatever I do, no, it is not translated ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅದು ನಿಂಗೆ ಅರ್ಪಣೆ. See the difference. Two words, it makes a lot of difference. So yadyat karma karomi tattad akhilam. That's what he said. The same thing, yadyat, That comes in kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhya atmana va prakrite svabhavat karomi yadyat. The same word. Yadyat karma karomi tattad akhilam. All of them. Shambho avaradhanam. We can replace that word Shambho with Vishnu. Nothing is going to happen to that shloka. The essence of the shloka is going to remain the same. Even the chandas is not going to change. It's us who keep fighting. Shiva Doddon or Vishnu Doddon. They both are of the same structure, you see. Shambho, Vishnu, both mean the same thing. So you can say Vishnu Tavaradhanam. Nothing is harmful there. So why did I say all these things? You must be wondering. So emotional, all these things. No. Because the fourth etymology of Ramayanam that we are going to see, Ayanam, everything that I walk, see, I cannot walk with Rama. I cannot walk towards Rama. I cannot lead my life towards Rama. I cannot make my life Rama. But what I can do is I can seek that whatever I do, let it be for Rama. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that a good idea? But whatever I do, yadyat karma karomi, whatever I do, let it be for Rama. That is the fourth etymology. Ramaya ayanam Ramayanam. All that I walk, all that I move, may it be for Rama. Ramaya ayanam Ramayanam. Finished. Only two more are there. Only two more remaining. Okay. Panchami Vibhakti and Saptami Vibhakti. We have already covered Shashti. Ramasya ayanam Ramayanam Shashti we have covered. Ramaha ayanam yasya saha we have covered. Prathama. Ramam prati ayatiti ayanam Ramam prati ayanam Ramayanam Dvitiya Vibhakti covered. Ramena saha ayanam Ramayanam that is also covered. Tritiya Vibhakti. Ramaya ayanam Ramayanam also covered. Ramat ayanam Ramayana. Ramayana is the path that I have is because of Rama. Everything that comes to comes to us in our life, we should consider that as Bhagavat Prasad. Now there is nothing greater than this attitude. And it's very difficult to follow this attitude, I'll tell you. Because it's not like life will only serve you Chappan Bhog. It won't. Honestly, life won't serve us Chappan Bhog. It will serve plenty of miseries as well. Now, Samaradhane Uta andre, there will be paisa, definitely, of course. There will be gaskase paisa. There will also be habilkai guj. So you can't have any one of them. It's a mixed bag. So the karma phala that we experience, it's a mixed bag. There will be shubha karma phala, there will be ashubha karma phala, there will be punya, there will be papa. Hence, we will have some good things to take. We will have some tough things to take as well. Whatever comes to us, if we start considering that all of this is from Rama, it is all coming as grace of Rama. This is all Ramanugraha. All that has come to me, whether it is fame or misery, it doesn't matter. Profit or loss doesn't matter. How we hear so many things in Bhagavad Gita. Samadukha sukhaha, samaloshtasma kanchanaha, santushto yena kenachit, or aniketaha, sthiramatihi. All these things we have heard. So many times we have heard. But the fact is, it still remains, the question remains that how are we going to follow this? How are we going to perceive that both Sukha and Dukkha are going to remain equivalent? I'm not going to react. Such a brilliant proverb, it reveals the entire essence of life, so to speak. Life should neither go up towards Aru, neither should drop down towards Muru. Should be that balance. Now, how do we attain this balance? Very simple. Ramat ayanam Ramayanam. All that is there on my plate, all that I'm experiencing is because of Rama. That's the best way to go ahead. We have to consider that as Bhagavat Prasada. Life itself should be considered as Bhagavat Prasada. Because if we consider this, that's when Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate. When we consider life to be Rama Prasada, when we consider everything that we are experiencing from Rama, that's when sarva dukkhanam hanihi jayate. We will lose all miseries. We'll be free of all miseries. We will be free of all bondages that we have. That is the fifth one that we observed. And then comes the last one. Shashti Vibhakti, we have already seen. Ramaha Ayanam. Just a quick recap of the etymologies that we have seen for the word Ramayanam. Ramaha Ayanam Yasya Tat Ramayanam. Yasya Jivanasya Ramaha Ayanam Tad Jivanam Ramayanam. That is how we have to understand. Yara Jivana. Oh, sorry. Now, for whose life Rama is the path. That life is Ramayana. Therefore, let my life be Ramayanam. Second, Ramam Prati Ayatiti Ramayana. That which takes me towards Rama is Ramayana. For example, the Sangeeta Kacheri, Iswara to Swara, coming this year. All of this, the temple visit. Why that temple visit? That is Ramayana. No, the temple visit is Ramayana because it is taking me towards Rama. The yatra that we take, the yatra that we make is Ramayana because it is taking me towards Rama. That mindset should be there. And then to never forget Rama, to never let go Rama off our sights. That is called as Ramena Saha Ayanam Ramayanam. To lead life, to take each and every step along with Rama is called as Ramayanam. Then whatever I do, because I'm not that intellectual to follow Rama in every aspect of life. At times when somebody offers me jilebi, I think of jilebi only. Okay. I can't think of this is Rama Anugraha. I cannot think this of Rama Prasada. I only think that this has come from this shop. This must be very good. It's okay. There is a post thing, no? After you have finished this, after you have finished eating and savoring your favorite sweet, all you can do is Ramaya Ayanam. Let whatever I enjoyed, whatever I walked, whatever I did, let this be dedicated to Rama. Ramayanam, Ramayanam. In that way also Ramayanam can be achieved. And considering everything that has come to me as Ramasya Prasada or Rama Anugraha. So Ramat Ayanam Ramayanam. If I am put in this path, if I am going through suffering, then it is Ramasya Anugraha. It is only because Rama wants me to do so. So interestingly, all our the bhaktas, the stories of bhaktas we hear, they all followed this to the T. Nobody denied, nobody like kind of agitated against it. Nobody went and complained, whined about it, saying that, why have you put me through so many things? No devotee, no bhakta ever has asked that, why always me? They have happily accepted whatever has come their way. Isn't it? That is the attitude that we need to have. That is Ramatayanam. Then the popular one, Ramasyayanam. Rama's path is called as Rama's way is called as Ramayanam. Last. Rame Ayanam Ramayanam. See, here is where some of the Vyakarana knowledge that we have, Vyakarana, all the Vyakarana that we have studied will come to some help. Okay. कुछ तो प्रयोजन होना चाहिए ना. So this is the prayojanam. So there is a theory in Vyakarana. It says that sarve gatyarthakaha dhatavaha jnanarthakaha bhavanti. So all the dhatus, all the root words which give the meaning of gati. Gati means movement. Okay. All the dhatus that give the meaning of gati will also give the meaning of jnana. Okay. Therefore, there are many such words like gati. For example, the word gati itself. Bhagavanta nine gati. When we say that, it means it can be said by both an accomplished jnani as well as a seeker. So they both mean the same. One means that you are the path. Another means that you are that jnani. Okay. Anyway, like this, there are many such examples that we find that all Gatyarthaka dhatus have the Jnana meaning as well. So Ayanam means Gamanam. Ayanam means walking, moving. So that also gives the meaning Jnanam. Okay. So you have stayed with me up until this part. Now listen to the next part. Rame Ayanam Ramayanam. Rame Jnanam is the intended meaning. Okay. How does it sound? It doesn't seem to fit well, isn't it? There is a chamatkara here. There is a way around here. Rame Jnanam means Rama Vishaye Jnanam. There are three types of Saptami in Vyakaranam. Okay. One is called as Aupashleshika Saptami. Aupashleshika means contact. When there is a contact between two things, one will be holding the other. So in that case, we will be using the Saptami. And then there is Abhivyapaka Saptami. Abhivyapaka means it would have engulfed, it would have covered the whole area. For example, Tileshu Tailam. Tila means sesames. If someone asks, where is the oil? Taila, where is the oil in this small tila? Can you pinpoint and say that only this percentage of tila consists oil? No, the entire tila consists oil. So we call that as abhivyapaka. It engulfs everything. The first one is very simple, like kate aste, sitting on a mat. So two things are different. Kata is different, I am different, the person who is sitting. So, but there is a contact there. So there is aupashleshika. Second one is abhivyapaka. There is a third type of saptami. They called it as Vaishayika Saptami. Vishaya Saptami. What do you mean by Vishaya Saptami? Mokshe Ichha. The example that Vyakarana gave. What do you mean by Mokshe Ichha? Moksha Vishaye Ichha. I have the desire in the subject of moksha. Therefore, or the subject of my desire is moksha. Moksha Vishaye Ichha. Similarly, Rame Ayanam. Rama Vishaye Ayanam. Ayanam Jnanam. Rame Ayanam. Rama Vishaye Jnanam. So when I'm completely immersed in the Jnana of Rama, then it will be called as Ramayanam only. So these are the 7 possibilities of the word Rama. These are the only 7 ways we can decline a word. Okay. Prathama, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chaturthi, Panchami, Shashti, Saptami. There is no Ashtami Vibhakti. There is no Navami Vibhakti. There is only Ashtami Tithi and Navami Tithi, not Vibhakti. Vibhaktis are only 7. In all 7 Vibhaktis, there is Rama. There is Ramayana. There is a way of understanding Ramayana in everything we do. This is what I wanted to highlight. This is what the theme was for today's lecture. We started with Rama's Guna and we suddenly ended up speaking Ramayana because flavor chahiye, no? All of a sudden, if we start eating only Kosambri, we get bored of it. You keep eating sweet after sweet after sweet, you get bored. In between, you need one small taste of uppinkai. So that realters, it realigns our approach towards sweet. Of course, the qualities of Rama is the sweetest part of Ramayana that exists. We are going to come back to that. But this was more of a mental exercise to understand what Ramayana means. How can we find Rama, that is Iswara, in not only different swaras. There are sapta swaras, there are sapta vibhaktis. You do the math. You calculate whether this match is compatible or not. Check in some website. I'm joking. You don't have to check in any website. But there definitely is a match. Sapta vibhaktis, sapta swaras. So how from swara to Ishvara, there is a theme. Similarly, sapta vibhaktis will lead to only one destiny, and that destiny is Ram. And when all vibhaktis lead to Rama, then there will be no vibhakti from Rama. There will be only bhakti in Rama. Okay. So that is the whole purpose, isn't it? That's what we have all been seeking. And because it is going to be about Swara, and Swara is so closely associated with Sangeeta, I just want to remind, well, for one last time tonight, the words of Tyaga Brahma. I don't know, something has happened to me today. Only since morning I've been talking about Tyaga Brahma only. And Sangeeta Jnanamu Bhakti Vina. I don't know the remaining words, but I do know that it has got rich meaning. I'm not a Telugu speaker myself, so you can understand, you can go through that Kriti, you will realize how beautifully he has brought that concept of bhakti, even when we are expounding, even when we are expanding, or when we are seeking that Paramatma, that Rama Brahma, through the expansion, through the vibhaktis, bhakti should not be forgotten. That's what he said. Sangeeta Jnana is okay, bro. You can have all the Jnana of Sangeeta, Vidvat, MA, gold medal, hundreds of kacheris, everything is fine. But bhakti vina, jamega nahi. Okay. Bhakti to chahiye, bhai sahab. So Sangeeta Jnanamu Bhakti Vina Narojate. It is not going to sound sweet. It is not going to taste good. Therefore, Bhakti is important. How do we understand Bhakti in Ramayana? Just quickly to recap what we have discussed so far is the concept was, how do we approach the word Ramayana? We keep hearing the word Ramayana so many times. It's kind of a earworm for us because we keep listening to the word Ramayana so many times. So in what way should I understand, in what way should I comprehend the word Ramayana? Simple question. If I want, I can comprehend the word Ramayana in 7 different ways. Whether it is Shadja, Madhyama, Dhaivata, Rishabha, Gandhara, Nishada, doesn't matter. There is only one, Nada Brahma. That Nada is what is important, isn't it? Therefore, if like how all swaras lead to that Pranavanada, that Parabrahma, similarly, all vibhaktis lead to vibhakti of Rama. All vibhaktis lead to Rama Bhakti. That is the theme. So even when we have hundreds of sub themes, subplots, we never forget what is it that we are going to achieve. We never forget what is it that we are seeking, isn't it? So many times it happens when we go to Tateri Bazaar, um, what do you call that? A jewelry street, a street filled with plenty of jewelers. Yeah. We may examine all the jewelry shops. We know that we are there for the shopping of one particular ornament. And our eyes, mind, and everything is set firmly in our head. And we are moving there. We might encounter so many different things there. There is nothing wrong. There is no harm in looking. But it all leads to only one thing, like how we have fixated on an ornament to buy and we visit. In Mysore, there is Ashoka Road. I don't know in other cities, but a street filled with plenty of jewelers. So similarly, in Banaras, it is called as Tateri Bazaar. So similarly, every city will have a street filled with plenty of jewelers. So similarly, Ramayana might offer so many things, but we should not forget what is it, the main thing that we are seeking. We are seeking Rama, and we are seeking only Rama. That is how Swara, the 7 different notes, lead to Ishvara. Because all these 7 Swaras, all these Sapta Swaras have emerged from that Parabrahma. They have emerged from that Nada Brahma. They have emerged from Nada. That's how Ishvara to Swara, Swara to Ishvara, both of them happen. So that brings us to the closure of this session. Thank you very much for your patience. Exactly 15 minutes on the clock. So if there are any questions, any interactions, you're welcome. Any clarifications, any notes that you have missed? Ramasya ayanam, Ramadayanam, Ramena sahayanam, Ramam prati ayanam, Ramaha ayanam yasya tat, Rame ayanam, Ramaya ayanam. No, I've covered it, but anyway, Nish, you need any clarifications, please feel free. Oh, there is
Excuse me, sir.
question.
That Saptami Vibhakti you mentioned Rama Vishaye
Ayanam.
Ayanam.
Hmm.
That you mentioned as Jnanam.
Ayanam means jnana.
Ayanam means Jnanam. Okay. Gati also you mentioned as Jnanam.
Yes, because all gatyarthaka dhatus have jnanarthaka, jnana meaning as well.
Yeah.
So,
I heard about one word that Avagati Eva Gatihi.
yeah. Oh, see, they have just revealed it even further. They have made it even more simpler by adding the upasarga, adding a prefix.
Yeah.
Avagatireva gatihi.
That proper understanding is itself.
Yes, is the gati. Correct.
Thank you so much, sir. Very kind of you.
Or in Mangalore side, the bhasha, ava obne gati. Ava gati
Ah,
is gati. Sorry,
ah,
I couldn't hold myself from saying that. Yeah.
thank you, sir. Thank
Thank
you so much.
There is a question then asking if we can recap all the vibhaktis and what they are.
Yeah, sure. See, firstly, Ramaha ayanam yasya jivanasya, of whose life Rama is the path. There is no other path that appears to me in my life. All the path that I take is Rama. That is called as Ramaha ayanam yasya tat Ramayanam jivanam. My jivana is Ramayana. That is Prathama Vibhakti. Dvitiya Vibhakti is Ramam prati ayanam. Ayanam means to go, to move. But where am I heading? I'm heading towards Rama. Therefore, Ramam prati ayanam Ramayanam. That is Dvitiya. Tritiya Vibhakti is Ramena saha ayanam. All the while that I move, I have never forgotten. I must never forget the Parabrahma, Rama. If I don't forget that Rama Parabrahma, then it is Ramena Ayanam Ramayanam. My life will be meaningful. Then fourth one, I can't do this, but it's okay. Whatever I do, let it all be dedicated to Rama. Ramaya Ayanam. All that I walk, all that I move shall be for Rama, may be for Rama. That is called as Chaturthi Vibhakti, Ramaya Ayanam, Ramayanam. The next one is Panchami Vibhakti is more about acceptance. Ramat Ayanam. Ramadhetoho Ayanam. Whatever I have got, it is for only my betterment. It is only going to lead me towards Rama. So whether it is difficulties or happiness that I am getting, it is only for Rama. So that is Ramat Ayanam, Ramayanam, Panchami. Shashti is Ramasya Ayanam. Rama's path is called as Ramayanam. It's a very simple thing, very easy to understand. And then the last one, Rame Ayanam. Rama Vishaye. Rame means Rama Vishaye. In the subject of Rama, Ayanam Jnanam. That is Ramayana. So this is the recap of Sapta Vibhaktis, 7 Vibhaktis. Okay, and then Ramayana reminded me of how our elders always used it to describe complications of life. But now we have right understanding and respect for the word Ramayana. Thank you. कायेन वाचा मनसा इन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्या आत्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि.